Hey, everybody. This is the GameWisp Podcast, Episode 7. GameWisp Podcast.
Brought to you by...
Episode 7. Brought to you by Episode 7.
It is.
Yeah. And so if
Episode 7 is bringing it to itself.
Bringing it to itself. And so with you, as always, in the GameWisp Podcast is myself, Eli, and our fearless leader, himself, Michael Anderson.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
How's it going, Michael Anderson?
Oh, it's great to be a day of the week that we're alive, isn't it?
What a great day to be podcasting. This day that you are viewing it, and not this day we are recording it, because chronology is weird. Okay, so GameWisp Podcast. What we do here, we are a little company called GameWisp. You either know that or you don't. If you don't know it, we're a company that centers around gaming video.
And you should know it.
You should know it. And so once a week, we record a podcast where we talk about what's going on in gaming video, what's going on in gaming in general. We usually always center that talk around a theme, and we play a game related to that theme. And today's podcast is about evolution.
Evolution.
That's what we're talking about. Evolution in gaming, evolution in gaming video, evolution in society, and Darwin. I don't know, whatever.
Yes, we
all things evolution. Nothing is off the table. And so to kind of pick a theme around that game, to pick a theme or a game around that theme, we are playing Spelunky, and we're playing it because in a lot of ways Spelunky sort of kicked off the revolution in roguelikes, our modern roguelikes, through evolving the roguelike formula.
Yeah.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
That's great. Tell me, I would love to...
I'm sure there are like 11 billion little roguelikes I don't know about that Spelunky borrowed or stole from, but we're going with Spelunky.
And I'm dead.
Yeah, and Michael's really bad at it.
I am.
And so what we're going to do is we're probably going to trade off levels and stuff, or we'll swap off occasionally because the deaths are going to be frequent and brutal.
Yes, and specifically, we're going to talk, and Eli is going to Eli is going to
spend a considerable amount of time laughing at you.
Yeah, and he's going to be really good at this, and I'm going to be awful at it. So that's going to be the rhythm of today.
Yeah, that's been the rhythm of this week, is just trading off on things we're awful at.
Yeah.
So, evolution. Let's talk about, first off, the way gaming video has evolved over the past, I would say, since the 2 years we've sort of been in it, right?
Yeah.
And really we've, I'll say been in it, not officially as a company, but gaming video has been something that's been on our radar for a couple of years, probably.
Yeah, for a long time, really.
And I think it's really neat, perhaps, or interesting to kind of start off this podcast by talking about the evolution of GameWisp, because it's very closely linked to the evolution of gaming video.
Yeah.
And so, quickly, as a reminder, GameWisp has been around since like April of 2012, maybe? How long has it been around?
I think that's true.
It's been a long time. And so, when we started this company, Michael and I were graduate students at a southern university learning southern computer science.
That's right. Which is different than every other kind.
Which is like every other computer science except with a drawl.
Right.
And so
the code you write is just insane.
You have to put y'all in at least 12 comments.
That's great.
A day. And so we were studying computer science. I was a couple years ahead of him, pursuing a PhD in specifically human-computer interaction. And you were studying what? Something about social networks or something. I don't even remember.
It's like basically it's collaboration. Using the internet to
collaborate,
to do other things with people.
Yeah, and so we always had an interest in video games, and we'd taken some classes together, and kind of I guess we're buddies. I don't know.
Yeah,
for lack of a better term.
Totes buddies.
And so Michael approaches me one day in 2012, and he's like, "Hey man, I got this idea, and here's the idea for GameWisp. This is idea one.
Right.
It was a game. It was a platform for syncing your data to the cloud. So you play a game, you play Skyrim or whatever, you got this saved data, you sync it to the cloud, it pushes it out to all your other platforms. Now, you're thinking, isn't this a Steam Cloud? Yes. Important to remember, Steam Cloud did not exist when we started this product.
Well,
it existed in a very terrible way.
It was terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
And it still is not that great. Let's just get
and so we thought, okay, we can do it. We can build the Dropbox for PC game saves. And so Michael...
Yeah. It was so cool. It was cool because, it worked no matter where your games were. And
yeah, it was neat. And Michael recruited me specifically, I think because I had a strong background in C++, the programming language, which is kind of what we needed to interface with the user's hardware in a very fast and performant way. And so we wrote a lot of really cool stuff to automatically find all the game saves on your computer, to sync them to the cloud, and to share them across your machines. But selling PC game backup as a service is a lot like selling flood insurance. Nobody wants that until they lose their game data.
Right.
and so your customer base is a lot smaller than you think it is. So we ended up, so we had that idea, and we ended up tacking on some sharing functionality where with a single button you could like post your save to GameWisp, and anybody could come along and click a button and pull it down and put it in the right spot on their hard drive, and they could play off your save game. And so this was for any save game. It was for, we did it with Minecraft and Memoria and Skyrim and, all kinds of cool stuff. Fallout. We had all kinds of really cool things set up to handle save sharing.
Yeah.
And we were like, what we should do? Let's just like let people embed videos with their saves so that when you go download a save, you get some kind of context of where that video is. So our next evolution was to incorporate video. What ended up happening was all of our users that we had at the time, which we had, I don't know, how many users did we have? Not many, but some.
100?
Yeah, maybe something
so.
like that.
I don't know.
Ended up just sharing video.
Yeah.
And so they were just linking together. They were just putting video with no saves on our site. We're like, what's up with all this gaming video? Like, we didn't know this was a thing that existed.
And that may sound ridiculous, but now, because it's such a big deal, but like at the time, we all enjoyed our Red vs. Blue. We enjoyed our various other gaming video creators, but we just didn't know that there's this huge wide world of people doing this all the time.
We didn't know the scope or the enormity of what that looked like, of what gaming video looked like. So we got to digging around YouTube, and we were like, holy crap, this is huge. And like, this was 2012, and so at this point, like, PewDiePie was big but not huge, I think.
Yeah.
And our this was 2013 at this point, so early 2013. So he was big, but he wasn't huge. And we realized that there was more to this gaming video thing than met the eye. So all that to say, in like April of 2013, we quickly, because this wasn't our day job, we still had like no money. we were doing this nights and weekends while we were grad students. Just pivoted to supporting gaming video, and that's a cool item mining pick.
Was it?
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. It lets you dig in the rocks. And so we ended up using that, and building that, and we built it, and we just pivoted different things. We got the Techstars, and the rest is history. Anyway, so as gaming video, it's been interesting because I feel like we kind of got into gaming video right before really crazy stuff started happening. And so as time has gone on, things have just gotten like more and more crazy around gaming video. Yeah. To the point that it's throw a bomb in there. Throw a bomb in there.
Yeah, I'm trying.
You desperately throw a bomb there.
Okay. How did he get out?
That was ridiculous.
Oh, man.
And so it got to the point where, as we were building things, we were watching kind of like the landscape and seeing all this crazy stuff happening with gaming video. Mainly the meteoric rise of PewDiePie, the sort of like standardization of what Let's Plays in gaming video were like, and the rise of platforms like Patreon and how a lot of gaming video people were using that. And so it's been really interesting to see it grow into something like more and more official as time has gone on.
Yeah.
Not saying the stuff that wasn't made beforehand wasn't official or nice or highly polished. It's just now like everybody else is finally noticing. It's almost like esports, right? Like it was for so long it was regarded as not a thing or a thing to laugh at. Now it's like, nah, dude, esports is a big deal. And so it's
huge deal.
It's been a very similar rise, I think. And so it's been interesting to see that evolve and be a part of that. And to the point that kind of going in a roundabout way back to full circle, we could make the argument that gaming video has evolved to the point where it is mainstream.
Yeah.
And I think what makes something mainstream is when you see it on South Park. And so if you guys are, you're really bad at this.
I am so bad at this. It's almost time for you to switch over.
If you guys are familiar with South Park, if you watch it, then the season finale was the two-part series, two episodes in a two-part series called Rehash.
Yeah.
And gaming video factored heavily in that particular show. They really uncovered some interesting themes that we talked about on the last podcast in the first episode of Rehash, which was, what's happening in the living room. Everyone is just absorbing all this information on their phones or their desktop or their tablet, and they're also watching YouTube, and it's like there's no way for people to come together anymore. Like what's happening? So I think in a lot of ways South Park kind of regarded gaming video and YouTube video in general, and the way people engage with that content is like the death of the living room or something.
Yeah, which is interesting because that's their medium.
Yeah,
right?
and I think it came from a place of like our medium is kind of like being attacked because of this. And so I, in some ways I think they're right. Like I think future generations are going to absorb content or view content in entirely different ways, and I think on-demand content on platforms like YouTube is going to be how it happens. I mean, the writing's on the wall. I don't even watch network television. It's stupid. Why would I do that? Like I have to wait till 7 to watch something. That's dumb.
Yeah, or even the network television that we like ends up on
the internet, and then we watch it later at our leisure. We're busy people, right?
Like Community.
Yeah,
just completely leaves network television because network television doesn't understand it.
Yeah,
it goes to Yahoo of all places.
And so it's just an entirely different world. And in some ways, I'm nervous about it. Nervous about the kind of content that's going to come out of that change. But in either case, it's an evolution. It's different. Like and you can't fight it. And you can't ignore it anymore. And a large part of that evolution is gaming video. 15% of all the gaming channels all the channels on YouTube are gaming related. Over 5 billion views for gaming video. Recurring monthly. That's billion. Like this isn't a fad. This isn't a joke. This isn't. Yeah. This isn't 100 people watching a walkthrough of Skyrim to get hints on how to beat it. This is something totally different. It's a phenomenon, and so it's been interesting to see that evolution from phenomenon, from obscure cult thing that was actually really huge even then to flat out phenomenon. Yeah.
And we're, it's fun to be a part of something like that, and we hope that we get to be a part of it for a long time.
Yeah. And so what does that mean? What does that evolution mean? And there's a couple big questions that arise. One, can gaming video handle being mainstream? Because I'm telling you, the legal issues surrounding uploading Let's Play style content is going to become more and more to the forefront as there's more and more money to be made off of it. Yeah. And I have no idea, nice move, what that's going to mean for companies like GameWisp or even individual Let's Players. Like, what does that mean? Is it, are we going to have to pay huge sums of money to developers and more likely publishers because their content's being used? Is it going to be found that, hey, that's actually illegal, or hey, it's fair use? Like, we don't know. We don't know what the world looks like, and there are strong arguments to be made on both sides of the coin. What we do know is that as a company, it's really important to us that we're on the forefront of that, and we're in a position to have some kind of weight in that argument. Right. Because I like to think, I hope that we represent creators and we represent their best interests in ways that other places might not. And I say that because
that's a big part of our philosophy.
Yeah.
Is that
when we started GameWisp, we don't want to be an MCN. We don't want to work on we don't want to be a system that takes some cut of your money for arbitrary benefit. It's like, here is technology. We offer it. It has definite value and helps you in your daily life and helps you do what you do better or faster or saves you time or makes you more money. Better, faster, stronger. And it's like, that's the voice that we want to be on the forefront of this discussion, because it's important that there are people there in a position to say, hey, it matters that it happens this way. Yeah. It's important that it doesn't happen this other way. Yeah. And while we're not a multi-billion-dollar media organization, maybe we can have maybe we can have some voice, and maybe that voice can be beneficial. Yeah,
that's the hope.
Yeah, and that was a long rant there, but
I think that's important because I think
you want the head.
Yeah, but do I need to pick that up later?
Just hurry.
Okay.
You need to run. You should by all means be dead right now. That was
true.
Crazy. Okay,
but I'm good at this game, Eli. Despite what you think. Just kidding. I think for me, the evolution of gaming video goes back to just kind of how I've consumed it or interacted with it over the course of the last decade, and how that's sort of changed because of the different. The different ways that have been now available to consume it. Oh, I'm dead. Well, yes. And let's let Eli play while I talk. And, for me, it all started out with Red vs. Blue, which I think a lot of people...
I guess it has been a decade for that, hasn't it?
Yeah, a little bit over, I think, and so we've spent. I don't know. I spent a lot of hours enjoying that content, interacting with those guys through their characters, and so for me, it started out with that machinima, and that's what I really enjoyed consuming up until. I still love Red vs. Blue and Rooster Teeth, and anyway, gaming video as a medium has been in my life for a long time. And it's interesting to see how, I guess, like the availability of software, the availability of a lot of different like mediums to create this content has sort of changed the way that you don't have to have a lot to create content that people really can engage with and enjoy. You just have to have a computer, a game, and you got to practice a lot, and you just got to keep creating content. And that whole the creative part of it has gotten easier, and I think that goes with every kind of content, not just gaming content, because we see the rise of creatives on YouTube, on other online platforms, across all kinds of different genres. And I think what's neat about that is, I don't know, there's just a lot of ways for people to create and make new things, and I don't know, just that's going to change the way that we have to, like Eli mentioned earlier, legally interact with this content. It changes the way that that publishers figure out what the next most popular thing's going to be. It's just I guess the democratization of content creation. And so I think that gaming's been actually a really important part of that. And that's something that most people don't realize or understand, that that gaming's a really important part of that as a cultural movement in general. So it's been kind of cool to be at the forefront of that, and try and help figure out how this medium is going to be interacted with by a lot of different people over the next couple decades, because I think that's really true. It's not going away. Kids these days kids are watching this stuff more than they're watching TV a lot of times. And so how do we plan for 10 years in the future when those kids are in college or when they're in their 20s, so that they have a really great medium to interact with? How do we evolve this thing ourselves? Because we don't want to just be subject to the evolution. We want to be a part of help driving it forward. So that's a big part of what we do at GameWisp for sure.
Ciao. So I don't know. I mean, I guess
there's another long rant.
A topic of evolution just got a lot of stuff on my mind, right? So I guess it's important also to talk about how. So with the evolution of sort of gaming video comes the evolution of the market, and it's important to talk about what that evolution is. So, oh my gosh, the state of the world is now. I do a thing, and I make ad revenue off of it. And that thing is, I make some video content. YouTube puts some ads in front of it, and then they give me some percentage of the money. And then my MCN takes another percentage of the money, and everybody gets a percentage of the money, and that's just how it works. So there's going to be a movement away from that, most definitely. Money percentages just don't work anymore, and they don't work because advertising revenues are forever decreasing. The advertising economy is dying. It is, at least in a lot of cases. And so you're seeing the emergence, or we'll see the emergence of platforms that try to extract money directly from viewers. That's the way it is. GameWisp is one of them. True story. What the question that comes down to is, how do we provide value? And we in general means all these providers of a service. How do we provide value, and how do we provide value more than just, you get to watch this content or something. Because you can already watch the content on YouTube, right? And YouTube itself isn't going to die, because it's probably always going to be, at least for the foreseeable future in my mind, the best platform for volume, for gaining views, for growing a channel, for becoming recognized. I mean, you think about all the great things that started on YouTube, right? Comedians like Bo Burnham, even Justin Bieber, The Guild, things that just happened on YouTube. It happened because YouTube exists.
Yeah, it has such a big audience. And I think the thing that we're really seeing is when you look at other entertainment mediums, there are, and we've said this several times before, is that there are a ton of channels for the content creators to actually not only make money, but also engage with their fans and do interesting things.
Well, the value
and distribute their content is really what it comes down to. And so I think that's going to be the thing that changes as well. Is not only are there going to be alternate ways to monetize directly to people, directly to fans, just like any other entertainer, but there's going to be new and interesting ways to distribute content in a way that I don't know, that evolves the put it on YouTube over and over and over again thing.
Yeah, upload 100,000 videos a day, so people notice me. Damn it. You got to realize the value is going to come from two sides. You're gonna have value from viewers and what can you provide to them that makes them want to part with their money, and then you're gonna have value from from creators. Like what am I doing? How do you provide the value to those creators that makes them want to come use your platform?
Right.
And so it's one of the specific reasons we focused on the gaming vertical, because we said we can provide value in this space that nobody else can.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of interesting challenges around data, around people, around the way they interact, and those challenges are things that general video platforms probably won't spend time on.
Right.
And so we knew that we could provide value in that space, relatively uncontested. Now, that doesn't mean there aren't other platforms coming to the fore that will try to extract money from you for other services. Like one of the big ones, and we'll just be totally forthright about this, that just came out was Vessel. Yeah. And so why don't you talk about Vessel a little bit, Mike?
All right, so Vessel is something we've heard of and it's kind of been on our radar for the last 6 months or so. It's a interesting platform because it's I guess was conceived and conceived by the founder CEO of Hulu, and so they're interested in some of the same things we are, which is how do we give YouTube stars other ways to distribute content or make money directly from fans. And so they're creating a platform to specifically help with sort of like early access. They are enabling a subscription platform.
They have a couple of important key insights. One, Well, it's the same insights we had 6 months ago. Yeah. YouTube isn't going away.
Right.
Or a year ago probably now. YouTube isn't going away. And there's still value to. Oh, really? There's still value to be extracted outside of advertising revenue.
Yeah, absolutely. And so their approach is a little bit different than ours in that they're sort of going broad and sort of looking at how do they interact and use those sort of insights about content creators across all the genres. So I think that's going to be interesting to see. And they also have like an early access subscription platform thing, but we've yet to see exactly what it's going to be or how it's going to work or any of that. They haven't released anything other than, hey, we exist. So
it's from Hulu. I'm sure it'll be great. But there's also that same. They're going to cater to the entirety of YouTube. And so, one, they're missing out on providing to a particular niche, which I think is where a small competitor can be strong. And that's one of the reasons why I focus on games. One, we know games very well. We played them our entire lives. I'm playing one right now, poorly. And so through that knowledge, we can make the video created around those games even better, or at least the viewing interaction around
discovery and all that kind of stuff.
There's just so much more than tied up, and it's complex. There's so much more tied up around the gaming video world than just I want to watch a video. Yeah. There's so much more. There's so much depth that a generic video platform just won't realize. And so while in a way it's frustrating to know that like you had a secret, and that secret was we're going to deliver gaming video. It's going to be this early access platform. We're going to provide all these tools, and to know that someone else is knocking on the door of your secret, or knocking on the door of your idea. In the same vein, it's not something I'm worried about. I'm actually kind of happy about it. I'm happy that there are big players willing to challenge the convention of this is how we consume video on the internet, because it needed to happen. And even if that evolution happens and it's not because of GameWisp, it's still beneficial. Like people, creators still win in all genres. So it's just, I don't know. It could be worse.
Well, and I think we're going to be a part of driving it forward. I think that the insight is there, and other people are seeing it, which is, I think, can only be a really good thing for us. At least at this point, we've got. I don't know. It's good for creators, and that's what we're all about. So, hopefully, we'll see that trend continue. And hopefully we'll be a part of really driving value to content creators just like they are. So we'll see what that turns into. I don't know. Do you have anything else to say about that?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not really scared of Vessel. They're going to do things their way. We're going to do things our way. And the best product for a certain type of customer is going to come to the fore. Yeah. Obviously, they have tons more money, and probably connections. But wow, that went poorly. That focus on gaming video and the focus on gaming, and the fact that we know the very specific, painful problems that people who make this kind of video have. That puts us in a position that I don't think they'll approach. I really don't. It'll surprise me to see it happen. Yeah. So yeah, that's my thought. Those are my thoughts on Vessel. The interesting part about that is kind of the reaction from YouTube is that they're trying to sort of let their biggest stars, YouTube stars, sort of give them perks or incentives for sticking around. Yeah. And I'm not sure what the specifics of those are. This is an article I noticed. I don't remember what it was on now. Crap.
I can't remember either, but we'll find it again.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah, and maybe post it in the notes or whatever. And so it's, that it's interesting to see now that companies like YouTube are coming to realize the value. Video isn't the value.
Right, and I think that's probably the biggest shift, I would have to say, in all of gaming video.
It was so hard when we were first doing this to make people understand that. Yeah. And I think in the next 6 months, and I said this 6 months ago, it's going to be the next 12 months, that it's going to be common knowledge. It's going to be something everybody knows, that we can walk into a room of investors or people who don't know what gaming video is or whatever and say, hey, we want to monetize, these channels allow these channels to monetize and make gaming video because they have this big of a fan base, and they're going to know inherently that fandom is valuable. Yeah. And that's just something they don't know as much right now, unless they're very close to this or they didn't know when we first talked to them. Yeah. And so it's an interesting change of pace.
Absolutely. And so I think we're going to have to see, my hope is that we'll be able to really strongly leverage this movement now while it's still young and continue to build our business. And that's our plan. So we will do it. Yeah. So I think that's really what it comes down to is what is the evolution of gaming video? It's that fans and I don't know. Fans are realizing, or sort of the external people are realizing what fans have known for a long time, which is it's about the gaming video personalities, and not specifically just about the gaming video. So, that's really an interesting and good insight. How about other things in the gaming world? We've got a few things we want to talk about, specific to evolution. I think. You can't really talk about gaming evolution or evolution in gaming without talking about Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Because, you evolve your Pokemon. That's it. It's a connection. But it's it's getting close to the Christmas season, and so for me, that's a lot of time you spend thinking about the past and
Pokemon
and so. I used to be a Pokemon trainer back in the day.
Oh,
I
played it on an ZSNES in like probably like 2002.
There you go. SNES or Game Boy?
ZSNES, the emulator.
Oh, does that do Game Boy games?
I think so. Wait, it was maybe something else then. Yeah, I'm wrong. All the emulation people in there.
Did you just hit yourself with a rock?
No. Yes.
Yes.
I'm trying to get this to fire.
Oh. Anyway, the cool thing about Pokemon for me was the social experience where you could actually like trade with your friends and fight them and stuff.
Never did that. I just cloned a lot of Ultra Balls and captured them myself. Or Master Ball or whichever one.
Well, you know, on our, I guess that when you played Red and Blue, some of the Pokemon are on Red, some are on Blue, so you like have to trade, which I thought was a really, you know, thinking back is like a really cool social mechanism that you have.
I just didn't catch them all.
That's a sad
you
day.
You don't think it was more of a mechanism to make you buy both games?
Well, it kind of was, but you know, I couldn't afford both games, so I think it was one of those things where like my buddy got Red, I got Blue, and we like
traded.
So, and then we, you know, you actually like I remember like searching specifically for ones that he wanted, you know, and stuff like that. So I thought that was like it was to me a pretty cool community thing that you could do without the internet. But now what's cool is the internet is actually available. Who knew? And now you can actually trade online with people. So with your,
I guess this is old news to Pokemon fans.
Probably. Right? It's just something that I thought was really interesting as an iteration of that particular mechanism.
So how abused is that system?
Well, it's been, you know, if you're a straight-laced kind of person, then, you know, you might you might not find yourself enjoying some of the names that hackers have added to the online trading system.
So you can name them, or like that's something they did to hack?
So you can name them.
So I can name I can name my Pokemon Ron Swanson.
You could.
My Hitmonchan.
Which I think like would be cool, but hackers, you know, they have some system on there to like prevent people from using inappropriate language and such.
I think if Ron Swanson was a Pokemon, do you think he'd be Hitmonchan?
Maybe so. Maybe so. Maybe Snorlax, because he just likes to sit there and do nothing. So I don't think there's like a carpenter Pokemon.
There should be.
That I know of.
There should be like a beaver-esque Pokemon, like that builds dams or whatever.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That would be a Ron Swanson if I've ever heard of one.
Get on this Pokemon.
Or is there a Pokemon with a mustache? That's what I want to know. Or Pokemon that likes meat or breakfast. I don't know. These are all feature requests.
Yeah.
Nintendo's listening.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Meatmonchan.
The Meatmonchan. That's what I'm talking about. That's creative juices are flowing. So I think what's cool about that is you can, you know, it sucks that people are exploiting the system, but it is cool that you can trade Pokemon online. Because it's sometimes hard to find your best friend again who wants to play Pokemon with you, I guess. But you know, Pokemon cards were something that I spent a lot of time collecting, and that's evolved too. Well, not collecting specifically, but I enjoyed playing that with the same friend that I played Pokemon with. So I don't know, but I like those back in my middle school days. And apparently the trading card game is alive and well online as well.
Oh,
so
they put it online?
Yeah, so in the interest of evolving things, I think that's really cool that they've done that. A lot of, you know, I think what's cool about that is that there's a lot of people that leverage, you know, sort of that mechanism of finding cards and sort of finding like the rarer things into gaming video. So there's a lot of people that both with the physical trading cards that are still very popular and also the gaming trading card game the digital trading card game. There's a lot of like gaming videos about people opening up card packs. And
would you call that a gaming video?
Gaming related video?
Well, I take it. I would publish that on GameWisp.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's related to gaming. And so that's kind of our criteria, right?
Yeah. If somebody wants to do a tabletop series on GameWisp, I think that's cool.
That sounds great to me. Board GameWisp. Still a game. We can have sports on our site. It's still a game.
Sports GameWisp.
Sports GameWisp.
All those things.
All the sports fields. But anyway, it's. I think that's really interesting that people, number one, do that. But two, I think they're pretty popular. Like people really enjoy like the card pack opening, and collectively watching as somebody gets like the rarest card and it reacts to getting that reward, right? So it comes back full circle to gaming personalities. You're interested in other people and other people's take on your medium, or on your favorite medium, which once again ties back to the South Park episodes. It's like
it's all connected.
It's all connected. But we're not. It is exciting when people are. Find something that's really rare, and it's fun that in our culture today you can be a part of watching that happen live and seeing people's reactions to it.
Yeah.
Especially people you really care about in a sort of content creator way, which people do care about their content creators very much. So another Evolve-related topic that we just wanted to touch on is a new game called Evolve, which is sort of like a low-hanging fruit for us in this podcast.
And also an evolution of Left 4 Dead.
That's right. It's the same people that made Left 4 Dead. So that's definitely a very true statement. Evolve looks awesome. Have you seen footage of it?
I actually haven't played it or anything.
Yeah. So there's going to be an open beta on Xbox One like the middle of January. So, I think we'll see some more like footage or things start to show up online. But I saw when I went to PAX Prime, and it was really awesome. It's in Left 4 Dead 2, I think it's just in Left 4 Dead 2, whenever you have a I guess the brute or the big
tank?
The tank zombie. It's to some extent it's like the tank zombie versus the 4 people all the time, with the tank zombie having lots of powers and being different types of tanks.
Fair enough.
So not exactly the same at all, but that same sort of feel where you have these 4 people, different classes, different weapons, fighting against this big monster that can do a lot of different things.
So it's just 4 players against them or whatever?
Yeah.
So is it like, are the 4 players unique? They have classes or whatever?
They are, yeah.
Okay.
Each of them have like different abilities. So it's not just like a skin.
Which I think always should have been something they did in Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
I guess the zombie types are different. It'd
Yeah.
been weird if the humans were special too, I guess.
Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's true, but still, I think that's the cool mechanism that they are like, throw the box at him. A cool mechanism that they're doing, because I think that the strategies I've seen, because the classes sort of interplay with each other and they support each other in ways that, almost like the you see in like Team Fortress 2 and stuff like that. And I think that's really neat. The cool thing about the monster is as time goes on, he like evolves into new states and gets more and more powerful. And so you have to be really strategic about how you attack and trap the monster. And
cool.
So some of the human characters are like, they have different powers where you can like trap the monster for the other people to fire at.
So
I don't know, it's very cool.
When can I play this again? Open beta when?
January 15th through the 19th.
And is there any good Evolve gaming video that already exists?
Definitely. I don't know a particular content creator to suggest to you right now.
I'm sure there's tons.
But I would definitely go look at it because it looks like a really fun game. I was a little skeptical at first, but I think what they're doing is really cool. I just didn't know. It seemed like it was going to be really generic, but it is very far from that.
Can I play it on PC? Because other consoles don't exist for me.
Yeah, it's going to come out on PC.
Okay.
And good. PS4 and
I don't even know what that is.
Wii U.
What's a PS4?
What is a PS4? What is a Wii U?
Nobody knows.
No one knows. So I guess that's about. I don't know. That's about it about Evolve.
Is there going to be an esports angle for Evolve? Do we know?
Definitely.
Oh, cool.
I'm sure.
That'll be fun.
I mean, it's definitely like one of those things where that's another evolution in gaming is that people are just very specifically looking for. They're building games with esports in mind. I think that's really interesting.
Twitch integration?
Probably. I don't know that for sure, but I wouldn't imagine that would be something they'd skip. One other thing I'd like to mention before we kind of talk about GameWisp a little bit and what we've been working on is the fact that Telltale, which we've mentioned, I guess we mentioned a couple podcasts ago.
Did we? What about them?
Yeah, we were just talking in the franchises.
Oh yeah. Okay,
And,
yeah. Telltale, make all them story games with them choices and them branching storylines.
Exactly.
And them simple puzzles.
Yeah, because we're debating whether Telltale itself was a franchise or not, and I think we determined that it was not itself a franchise, but it was, their style of game building or their sort of gameplay that they build is very unique and very specific to them as a company, and they just execute on that brilliantly over and over and over again.
They do.
So that's cool. So can you guess what game they are going to be telltaling?
I have been too busy to look at the show notes this particular playthrough, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's Minecraft.
Holy cow. Wait. Now let's
seriously
talk about your evolutions. So Minecraft is a story game?
It's going to be, but not within Minecraft itself, right? So it's going to be a complete. It's not that Telltale is adding story elements to Minecraft proper, but rather they're going to take the art style and elements of Minecraft and turn them into a story game.
Okay.
So you should check it out. We'll have a link in the show notes. He was really just destroying your dead body.
He was very much against
you.
So
it's really interesting. It's new story mode, Minecraft story mode.
My first thought was I'm not interested in that, and then my second thought was wait. So Minecraft gaming video is enormous, and it's huge. It's huge mainly, and I'm going to say this, mainly due to the unique spins people put on it through mods or whatever, or the constraints they place on it themselves. Yeah. Things like UHC, which is just really a digital Hunger Games. Yeah. And things like that. So, depending on how they go about this, it could be kind of interesting. Like if they're willing to kind of draw from that, I think a story-driven Minecraft that leveraged, kind of UHC style. Are you kidding me? UHC style mechanics could actually be kind of interesting, right?
Yeah.
Like you can introduce some characters. It could be a fight to the death. There could be a lot of existential "why are we here" kind of stuff happening.
Yep.
But. Oh my gosh.
That was brutal, man.
Oh my God, I didn't see him. I don't pay attention. I guess the danger of drawing on the Minecraft universe, though, is that it's so open-ended that you could literally tell any story. Yeah. And if your solution, if stories are a problem and your solution space is infinite, that means you have the potential to tell some really bad stories.
That's true.
And so it'll be interesting to see kind of what they pull out. You know? Because the Lego movie is the same way. It's like the Lego movie could have told any story it wanted. Because it had so much to draw from, and it told a great one. Yeah. And it told a great one because it leveraged IP very, very well. Yeah. And so it'll be, will they go the same route? I mean, obviously they won't have all of that IP to leverage, but they had to do it. Yeah. She's fine. But they could still, they could still leverage the IP that existed and do something really interesting. Or something totally terrible that was just a cash-in. Is Microsoft producing this? Like, what's Microsoft's role in this?
I have no idea.
That directly impacts my level of skepticism.
Yeah. I haven't heard anything specific about Microsoft's involvement. Dude, Microsoft itself has impressed me lately with some of their moves, personally. And in that they're not they're willing to Microsoft Story Mode probably was something people were developing before the purchase of Minecraft, I'm imagining. Yeah. Because there's already art for the game. But at the same time, I feel like Microsoft is very willing to work with these outside partners to make cool things like that happen. I don't know. And as we talked about when we discussed the Minecraft purchase, I think probably maybe on one of the first episodes of this or a morning coffee or something, it was that Minecraft is valuable because of the personalities that make up the Minecraft gaming video community. I think that's a big part of why Minecraft is popular and it's stuck around. Are we going to
see a Minecraft cameo in the Telltale game?
I hope so. If not, we need to make that happen.
Personally, I would love to see Argus in the Telltale Minecraft game.
Yeah, I agree.
It's what it could be. It could be like the Guild, except with just people playing Minecraft.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be one of the things that if they don't do that, that's going to be a missed opportunity where maybe they don't have IP like Batman or Superman or whatever to leverage like the Lego Movie, but if they can bring in people like, Stampy or Captain Sparkles or those big Minecraft folks into the creative process of the game or the movie that they're going to put out, that's just going to be a way to really build a genuine love from the community for these sort of gameplays.
I feel like there's a potential web series there. Does that already happen where there's a group of Minecrafters and it's like it profiles their lives, but so Minecraft is really basically the guild with Minecraft? Does that exist?
I don't know. I don't think so.
We should make that.
We should make that with all the time we have.
Yeah. More web series.
That's right.
Okay.
So
anyway, I'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah, keep an eye on it. Check out our show notes about it. So I don't know. That's kind of what's going on in gaming video and gaming this week.
What's going on in GameWisp?
GameWisp. Well, lots of exciting things. Let's be honest. We have had a good week as far as our progress is concerned. We have really made a incredible amount of progress on the site and our product. And what's wonderful about that is that this game is awesome. But anyway, what's wonderful about that is that we brought people in to start testing, and they've started to test our features in a way that actually is very, very helpful to us, and not just like, hey, this button's broken and this sucks or whatever, but rather, I like this and it's going to help me. Or I'm really excited about how much time this is going to save me. Or this particular way you're doing this is not really that great, and you could fix it this way. So the feedback we're getting is really good. We've had several QA, very one-on-one QA sessions with people.
And we've said this in Morning Coffee a couple times, right?
Yeah.
How helpful all that has been.
Yeah, incredibly helpful.
And how the insights we're getting are that, hey, you're solving these problems, and they're problems that mean a lot to me, and you're, for the most part, solving them correctly. There are a couple use cases that we could support differently and probably will and should.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's like, hey, this is it. This is right. And even if there's a bug here and there, you're down the path.
Yeah.
And so it's really reassuring.
That is really helpful and really, really amazing. So we're going to keep doing that for the next few weeks, probably 3-4 weeks. We'll be fixing bugs, adding features, removing features, adjusting features, things like that. And if you're interested in being a part of our testing, there's still plenty of time. info@GameWisp.com. Let us know. We'd love to get you in there, especially as we start opening up the site for more people to come in and use as we prep for launch. We're really excited about it. So other things going on at GameWisp, we've got a new blog out, which is a lot about the Minecraft movie. So we're talking a lot about Minecraft additional content and additional leverage of that IP this week. So you can go check that out at blog.gamewisp.com.
Did Greg write that one?
Greg wrote that one, and it's great. And so I will shout out, too, about our daily morning coffee that we do. Usually it's about 9 o'clock a.m. CST.
It's been at 10 o'clock a couple of times. We had kind of a rough week, so it got started a little later.
So you can just follow us on Twitter at GameWisp, and you can find out exactly when all of that stuff's going to be going on. We tweet out right when we go live on Twitch. That's where we do morning coffee. It's twitch.tv/GameWisp. And we have a good time. We talk about what we're going to be working on that particular day. Kind of give some insight onto
philosophical rants.
Yeah, what we're thinking, some philosophical rants, stuff like that. And it's a great time to interact with us. If you want to ask us a question about the site or ask us questions about what we're working on or really anything. So let us know what you think about that as well. And then finally, I'll just mention that we're going to be at PAX South in San Antonio the second to last weekend in January. We're going to have a booth, and we're going to be showing off our, by that point, launched platform and trying to get folks interested in not only watching but also sharing video on the site. And our subscription platform and all that kind of stuff. So love for you to come check us out while we're there in San Antonio. let us know if you are going to be there.
Who's going to be there? You?
I'm going to be there. Andrew, Greg's going to be there. We may have a couple other folks. We're not unsure.
I'm as of now not going to be there.
Yeah.
I'll hold the fort down here.
Right.
Write some codes.
And fix any bugs. I'll be responsible for that.
They'll be there.
And so that's going to be really fun. You should come by the booth. We're definitely going to be announcing some fun things that we're going to be doing with content creators at the show pretty soon. And so hopefully we'll have some content creators in the booth that you can come mingle with and get some autographs, stuff like that. And that's about it for me. I think we've got a lot of things to do as far as finishing out the platform in the next couple weeks, but we're excited about what we're working on and excited to share it with you as soon as we get her finished up.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
So
I'm done.
All right. Well, thanks for watching Star Wars Episode 7. GameWisp Podcast Episode 7. And
nice. Nice work.
Thanks. I hope you have a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. And we'll catch you after that with our next episode. Please continue
after the holidays.
After the holidays, whatever holidays. After, who knows, we may even not do this until after New Year's.
Now you're getting real lazy.
I'm just kidding. We'll do it. We're definitely going to do it. It's fun. I love podcasting. Anyway, please like, subscribe, comment on our video. Come check us out. Follow us on Twitter. Check us out at GameWisp.com.
Just do everything.
That's right. Do everything.
We don't even want to do any work. You guys do everything.
That's right. And we'll catch you next time. Thanks for joining us.